Parker, who's going to have, who a lot of people I think are underestimating against Dubois.
I think he wins the fight.
Eddie Hearn believes Joseph Parker's style could be the perfect antidote to Daniel Dubois' knockout power.
I do. I think he's got the style to beat Daniel Dubois. I think sometimes when you get that big win, you know, you get a little bit carried away, see him in the ring against, you know, calling out Usyk, and you know, if I'm Joseph Parker, I'm just chipping away, working away.
Hearn has a clear and unwavering stance on the upcoming fight between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker, offering a detailed perspective on why he believes the New Zealand heavyweight will emerge victorious. Hearn, who has close ties to Parker, made his prediction with confidence, emphasizing that Parker's style presents significant challenges for Dubois. This prediction comes in the wake of Dubois' recent impressive performances, which have certainly put him in the spotlight as one of the most promising heavyweights in the division. However, Hearn believes that Parker's strategic approach could prove too much for the champion.
You know, I mean, I'm kind of like Joseph's unofficial promoter. He's a mate of mine. I love him, and I think he's going to win.
Daniel Dubois heads into this fight with momentum on his side, having successfully defended his IBF title once before against Hearner own Anthony Joshua. He has been on an impressive run with 3 consecutive knockout victories that have made people take notice. His first title defense against Jarrell Miller ended in dramatic fashion, with Dubois stopping Miller in the final seconds of their 10-round encounter. In June, he overcame Filip Hrgovic, showcasing his durability and power, but it was his demolition of former 2-time world champion Anthony Joshua in just 5 rounds in September that truly marked Dubois as one of the rising stars in the heavyweight division. Each victory has solidified Dubois' reputation as a force to be reckoned with, and his knockout power remains one of the most talked about aspects of his game.
I just feel like I'm going to be better than him in every department, and go through him, like just go run right through him, and yeah, show him his age in the ring, make him know that he's an old fighter. He's been in wars before, so just show him the wear and tear that's really hitting it on him.
On the other hand, Joseph Parker, who once held the WBO heavyweight title, has been performing at a high level as well. He's seen a resurgence in form following key victories over Zillay Jang and Deontay Wilder. Both wins were by decision, showcasing Parker's resilience and ability to go the distance with elite fighters. His performances have prompted many to consider him a legitimate contender in the heavyweight division once again. However, despite Parker's impressive resume and form, Hearn is convinced that his fighter will have the advantage.
No way, I'm gonna do a demolition job on him first, and then I want Usyk next. I'm ready for it, and I'm on a roll, so you know, bring him on.
You might be looking too far ahead, planning big fights, other big fights, but you got to fight right in front of you right now.
No, ask him. I got my mind firmly set on you.
They
You're
better
the
be.
next man. Hey?
They better be.
Hearn's perspective on the fight is deeply influenced by his close relationship with Parker. He openly acknowledges his bias, but also points out the tactical advantages that Parker possesses. In particular, Hearn highlights Parker's ability to avoid the big shots that have been the cornerstone of Dubois' success. Dubois, he points out, may be riding high on the confidence gained from his recent knockouts, but that can sometimes lead to overconfidence. Hearn advises Parker to stay patient and continue working methodically, chipping away at Dubois' defense and avoiding unnecessary risks. He believes that Parker, who is in the best form of his career, has the style to frustrate Dubois and cause him problems in the ring. The fight, Hearn suggests, may not be as straightforward as Dubois' recent wins would imply.
I think he's just taking it really seriously. You know, I think all fighters just find that moment where they say, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to be smarter. And Joseph, every time you see him, he looks strong. You know, and he's worked really, really hard. I think, by all accounts, I don't know him, but you know, his strength and conditioning trainer, I think it's George Lockhart. You know, has made a massive difference to, you know, his engine. And now I think he's taking it seriously. I think he's in the form of his career, and I think he's got the kind of style that will really trouble Daniel Dubois.
Interestingly, Zillay Jang, who had initially expressed a gut feeling that Dubois would retain his title, has since revised his prediction. Jang, who has become one of the most formidable contenders in the heavyweight division, told reporters that he now views the fight as a true 50-50 matchup. Jang, who has been in the ring with both fighters, previously noted his admiration for Dubois' approach and his potential to dominate in the heavyweight ranks.
I like both fighters. I respect both fighters, but somewhere in my gut feeling is telling me that Dubois is gonna win this one, and because I admire his style and I like how he approached the fight. I like Parker as well, but I believe subconsciously I believe Dubois is going to win this.
However, Jang now believes that Dubois must be cautious, warning him not to overlook the challenge posed by Parker. According to Jang, while Dubois may seem the more powerful of the two, Parker's adaptability and experience make him a serious threat. Jang's revised perspective speaks volumes about the unpredictable nature of the fight and the importance of respecting every aspect of an opponent's game.
Well, it's a hard predict because I think this is a truly 50-50 fight, and I like both of these fighters. I think if I have to say something, I'll tell Dubois to come there and don't be overlooking Joseph Parker.
Joe Joyce, the only fighter to have defeated both Dubois and Parker, brings his own insights into the conversation. Joyce, who stopped Dubois in 2020, knows firsthand how dangerous the British fighter can be. However, he also understands Parker's strengths, particularly his ability to take a punch and manage the distance in a fight. Joyce believes that both fighters have attributes that make them dangerous, but he sees the outcome as uncertain, with the fight hinging on which fighter can impose their will first. Joyce is keen to see who can land the first decisive blow and control the tempo of the fight, with both fighters showing the ability to evolve in their respective careers.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Like, obviously Dubois hits hard. He's come from like more, I don't know, stepped up. But then also Parker as well. Like they've both come along and they've both like been in big fights. So yeah, I'm really excited to see who gets the win.
Yeah, they've both been on really good form recently. The past year or two.
Both got different attributes, but see, may the best man win.
Shawn Porter, a former world champion who has been closely following Dubois' progression, expressed optimism regarding the British fighter's growth. Porter, who has been impressed with Dubois' recent performances, particularly his knockout victory over Anthony Joshua, believes that Dubois is still in the process of maturing as a fighter. Heavyweights, Porter points out, often reach their peak later in their careers, meaning Dubois could still be on an upward trajectory. Porter feels that Dubois' recent string of victories, coupled with his physical maturity, will provide him with the tools necessary to handle Parker's challenge. While he acknowledges that Parker's experience could be an advantage, Porter ultimately believes that Dubois will retain his title, driven by his growing skill set and confidence.
I love that he's been busy. His fight with Joshua wasn't a big bruiser, so you know, coming back, and especially coming back against Parker is that's a really good fight for him. I think it's a fight that he'll win, but it's a good boxing match, you know. And then, like I always say, more than anything, I want to see good boxing matches.
I think that what's been incredible with Daniel was, you know, years ago he got stopped by Joe Joyce. A lot of people labelled him a quitter. Same thing happened in the Usyk fight.
He had to grow up. He had to grow up, you know. And listen, this is what we know about heavyweights. They mature later than any other weight class, you know. So he matured a little later, and I think he's grown through some of his growing pains. And the worst thing for a fighter is you see our growing pains.
Lawrence Okolie offers a more balanced viewpoint. While he acknowledges Dubois' raw power and speed, Okolie believes that Parker's experience and ring intelligence could give him the upper hand. Okolie highlights Parker's ability to dictate the pace of a fight and his knack for making adjustments when necessary.
Obviously, your thoughts on a few things in the heavyweight division. First of all, the announcement that Dubois is defending his belt against Joe Parker. Your thoughts on that fight?
I think it's a great fight, and I like they're really putting Dan in there, you know. Fight after fight after fight, hard fights, you know. I think Joseph Parker stylistically could cause him a lot of problems with his speed and experience, and he's been in there with the likes of Wilder and Zhang, who are two massive punchers. So it's not like the power that Dan, because Dan's got great power, but it's not something he's never seen before.
Okolie suggests Dubois' physical attributes may not be enough to secure a win if Parker is able to employ a strategic game plan that neutralizes the champion's power. Okolie sees Parker's experience and ability to manage the distance as key advantages, particularly in the later rounds when the fight could evolve into a tactical battle.
I think Dan's just a bit too much on a roll right now, so I do favour Dan, but I can just see how Parker could just nullify and just work his way to a points decision.
Carl Froch brings a similar outlook. Froch is well aware of Dubois' size and punching power, both of which make him a formidable opponent. However, Froch is also impressed by Parker's fitness, experience, and ability to last the full 12 rounds. He believes that if Dubois can weather Parker's crafty approach and maintain control of the fight, his superior power should ultimately carry him to victory. But Froch also cautions that Parker's ability to withstand punishment and handle the pressure will be critical to his chances of success.
End of this month, I think a Joseph Parker fight is bigger than Parker, naturally bigger. He punches hard on him, but Parker's on a couple of decent wins. Yeah, beat Zhang, he beat Deontay Wilder. They're good wins in good form. You know what I mean? He's looking like he's really getting his second win in his career. So if Dubois can beat Joseph Parker after the wipeout job against AJ, he really has established himself as a bona fide world champion.
Yeah.
So, and it's a fight that will be good because you never know because Parker's got all that, he's got bags of experience.
Martin Bacol, who has sparred with both Dubois and Parker, has a different perspective. Bacol, who knows both fighters intimately, believes that Parker has the tools to upset the odds and dethrone Dubois. Bacol's first-hand experience in the gym has led him to conclude that Dubois could struggle against Parker's technical proficiency and adaptability. He believes that Parker's ability to adjust his style mid-fight could prove to be too much for Dubois, especially if the champion fails to control the pace early on.
I'm looking forward to beat the champion who's going to win the fight between Dubois and Parker, and I'll see what will be next.
Who would you rather fight out of Dubois and Parker?
The winner. So I think Parker will win the fight. I think that's my opinion. But the winner will face him.
Nick Campbell believes the fight is too close to call. He views it as a stylistic clash between Dubois' raw power and Parker's adaptability. Campbell believes that both men are performing at a high level, with Parker proving his worth with key victories over Wilder and Jang. He sees Dubois as the stronger fighter, but Parker's ability to adapt to different styles makes him a difficult opponent to predict. Campbell's take highlights the uncertainty surrounding the outcome, adding intrigue to the matchup.
I think if you need to be honest about it, you know, listen, Joe's a really good friend of mine, but if I want to be impartial and I want to pass comment on things and I want to, you know, I need to be honest about it. It is a 50-50 fight. I think you look at both guys' momentum, you know, like you just said, Dubois has been unbelievable in his last 3 fights, 3 big wins. You look at Joe, his last 2 fights, especially Wilder and Jang, 2 unbelievable wins, 2 great performances. I think if you look at both fighters, they're both pretty opposing characters, pretty polar opposite really in their personality, the way they go about things, their journey so far.
Paulie Malignaggi believes that Dubois' raw power will be tested in a way that he has not yet experienced. Malignaggi points out that Parker's multifaceted approach could pose problems for Dubois, especially if the champion is unable to adjust his strategy.
You're looking at a multi-layered fighter when it comes to Parker. I think you're going to have to, Dubois is going to have to show us something that we may not have seen in him. We know he's got this reputation as an explosive, bulky type of fighter who can create highlight reel knockouts, but I think he's going to have to show some of the IQ, if there is any, there, and that's going to expose whether there is any or not. And if he's able to beat Parker because he's going to have to show this IQ in this fight, then we're going to be able to check off another one of the boxes in terms of how we rate Dubois and say, okay, he's even higher and even better level than we've given him credit so far. You know, it's another one of those check marks that you can say.
Chris Algieri has similar concerns about Dubois' ability to cope with Parker's adaptability. Algieri believes that while Dubois has shown promise against aggressive opponents, he has struggled when faced with fighters who can move and think strategically. Parker, Algieri suggests, is just the type of fighter who can disrupt Dubois' game plan and frustrate him over the course of a 12-round fight. Algieri views the contest as one in which Dubois' raw power will be tested to its limits, and Parker's ring IQ could ultimately prevail.
It's a really tough fight for Dubois. Not an easy route for anyone in the heavyweight division, this new version of Joseph Parker. The guy's got a very good chin. He's got a great gas tank, good motor. He knows how to fight punchers. He's coming off of 2 humongous punchers in Wilder and Zhang. Granted, Wilder didn't fight the fight, doesn't look to himself, but Zhang sure did. Zhang dropped him twice. Parker got up and outboxed him. He's a very, very capable guy in there, even a heavyweight. He's a big guy, too. People forget. Yes, he's a technician. Yes, he's kind of crafty and will outmaneuver you, but he's big enough, durable enough to deal with these super heavyweight guys and a big punch like Dubois. Very, very tough fight.
Dave Allen initially leaned towards a Parker victory, though he acknowledged Dubois' improvements. Allen recognizes that while Dubois is more powerful than Parker, the latter's superior boxing skills and ring intelligence could give him an edge. He admits that Dubois has evolved significantly in recent years, particularly in his ability to handle both mental and physical pressure. But Allen still believes that Parker's experience and intelligence will give him the tools to win a strategic battle.
I can see Parker beating him on points. Yeah. But Dubois is getting bigger and stronger all the time. Like Dubois is a different kettle of fish now 2 years ago. So, you know, when it only takes one fight to paint a picture, like, I used to be known as one of the hardest men in British boxing. I pull out in the corner against Fraser Clark. I'm a quitter on this and that. You know, you go from one of the hardest men in British boxing to a quitter overnight. But I used to look at Dubois and go, he's got a bit of quitting in him. He's a bit chinny out. You know what I mean? Like, he's not anymore, is he? Like, he's walked through Hergovich, walked through Miller, walked through Joshua.
Adam Smith, who is closely tied to Parker's camp, has high praise for the fighter's preparation and conditioning ahead of the bout. Smith notes that Parker is in excellent shape and has a top-tier team behind him, both of which could play a critical role in his performance. While Smith acknowledges Dubois' strength and momentum, he feels that Parker's mental and physical preparation could give him an edge, making the fight more competitive than many expect.
Second one. No soft touch here. Joseph Parker's in the form of his life. Andy Lee has been amazing for him. I spoke to Joe on my podcast a couple of days ago, and he is just absolutely bang up for this. He's put a bit of muscle on. He's got George Lockhart with him. He's got Andy Lee. He's got a great team. Obviously one of the nicest people in boxing. Daniel Dubois has got the momentum and the confidence now. It's fantastic being around him. He came back from a holiday in Brazil, super sharp. I saw him on the pads maybe in his first or second training session back, and he looked incredible.
Derek Chisora is confident in Dubois' knockout power. Chisora predicts that Dubois' strength will be too much for Parker to handle and expects the fight to end quickly, potentially within 5 rounds. Chisora's bold prediction reflects the widely held belief that Dubois' power is a decisive factor, capable of ending the fight early if he can land clean shots.
Anyway, what do you think about that fight?
Which one?
Dubois Parker, if it does happen.
I think Dubois wins it. You know, because I don't think Joseph Parker's got a strong enough chin. Daniel hits hard. Daniel hits hard. So I see that fight. Daniel winning in 5 rounds.
Finally, Amir Khan believes Dubois is the favorite heading into the fight. Khan has been impressed with Dubois' technical improvements and raw power, particularly following his win over Hergovich. Khan feels that Dubois' momentum from recent victories will play a crucial role in his success, and believes that Parker will struggle to cope with the champion's aggression and confidence.
I like Dubois, man. Dubois a beast. Honestly, I said that from when he fought against Hergovich. I said that, yo, who is this kid, man? I go, this kid's good. And I remember watching that live, and I like the way he fought and how he puts his punches together and how strong he is, and the way he took those fighters apart. Obviously, he's coming off a great win against Anthony Joshua. He's gonna have more confidence. So yeah, I think I got Dubois good in that fight winning.
As the fight approaches, the opinions of experts and fighters alike continue to vary, with some backing Dubois due to his power and recent form, while others lean toward Parker, citing his experience and tactical advantages. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.